reference that we're riding with Denny Hamlin. We'll ride with Brad Keselowski as well, three-time runner-up here at his home track.
The racetrack take the line away, he does.
Great restart by Reddick on the bottom right. You see Brad stuck in the middle, the Ty Dillon around the outside. That's what's so crazy. On board with Brad, it looked like he was doing everything right. And next thing, he's losing spots.
Where do I watch, right? I mean, there's so much to pay attention to. A couple of dirt trackers. California hooked up on the restart. Larson a shove. Reddick now has the field in tow. Hocevar settles into second. 2 wide behind him. Daniel Suarez, good start to the race. Talked about Bubba Wallace. Ty Gibbs there with Chase Elliott and the aforementioned Larson in the 5.
It'll be interesting to see Reddick here, who was 2 tenths clear of the field in practice yesterday for at least 10 laps. Now some cars started matching him. Denny Hamlin can match him after about 10 or 15 laps, but can he drive away from Hocevar? Hocevar pretty solid through turns 3 and 4 as we look through the back of the pack here, the 22 of Logano.
Right behind him, 3 wide. Center cut moment for the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. Right behind the 4 of Noah Gragson. Ty Dillon in that group as well.
Marty reported about Blaney not liking the bottom, only moved to the top in the last couple restarts. He's up 5 just on this last restart. So finding a way to make that top lane work, learning. Remember the first restart when he was on the bottom, that wasn't by choice, that was qualifying position. I think he'd be choosing the top for the rest of the day.
He's 20th, teammate Austin Cindric right behind him in 21st. Let's hear from Connor Zilisch, Kim.
Yeah, Adam, multiple spins taking. For you, how hard were you fighting the race car?
Yeah, I was really loose, but yeah, it's just unfortunate, another short race for us. But yeah, thank you to WeatherTech for being a part of it. We'll go try and get him at Pocono next week.
Dale, you said you might want to call him this week. This is a guy that brought so much success to junior motorsports. You know, that's where having teammates, having mentors like you that he sees, you know, that to your point, that's what he has to lean on. You can just see this is a young man that's full of energy. Every time you see him, doesn't even really look like himself in that interview. There's not a lot of empathy. Actually, there's zero empathy from the other drivers in the field. That's what makes this sport so tough. But from a fan base, you know, you got to just.
Yeah, he's just chasing the balance of this race car. But again, we mentioned it earlier in the show, he's not really had to be this far back in the field except for last week at Nashville, but they'll work on the car. He definitely probably needs some adjustments to be comfortable. He's not been able to make as much ground as, say, his teammate, the 20 Christopher Bell. You saw during the commercial, Todd Gillen had a little issue. Left rear tire was flat. We had some tire issues in practice yesterday. They've had some gremlins in that car and not a lot of speed all weekend for Todd. And here's a little battle.
Well, you know, I hate it for Todd, but front row, balance-wise, pretty good. I mean, Zane Smith is 7th. You see him here racing Larson. Gragson knocking on the door of the top 10. He's 11th right now.
It's been impressive what Zane's been able to do over the last couple of weeks. What a couple of good runs can do for a team. Just builds so much confidence as he goes to the inside of Kyle Larson.
This is an impressive move late on tires to just be able to turn and run the bottom like that.
Yeah, especially driving a Ford. They've been struggling all weekend. This one's doing really well.
Well, you file this away for later, right? Because you start thinking about the long runs and production late, who takes care of it, and where do you land? And boy, circle the 38, who's now 6th.
We didn't have a lot of chance to see long run speed of any of these teams in practice, and you have Zane Smith in the Ford, Buescher in 8th right there as well. So over the course of the 3rd stage, which will be full of long runs, more than likely there'll be longer runs than this one. Bodes well for the Fords.
3 to go in the stage. A couple of Toyotas up front. Hocevar's back in the 3rd spot. Elliott and Wallace behind him. Everybody chasing those stage points. And for Reddick right now, it's a case of the rich get richer. A nearly 100-point lead coming in over 2nd place Denny Hamlin, and chasing another stage victory is the 45.
This will be interesting too, just the last couple of corners. to find some lap traffic to see what his car feels like when he's behind other people. I'm sure he's probably taking a little bit of information here of what this might feel like. He's led, Reddick has led the whole race in clean air, so good chance for him with 2 laps to go to get an understanding of how the balance changes here behind these lap cars.
Yeah, J.J. Yaley in a 44 goes a lap down. And the next guy he'll see, Ross Chastain. Hard to imagine the one going a lap down in a 45 lap stage when we've had a couple of cautions, Steve.
We have had a ton of yellows, and I think we're going to see, I think Reddick was kind of just cruising, but now the 54 is turning the pressure up, thinking they could maybe get an extra point at the end of the stage. And Chastain, he'll get the free pass even if he gets past here, but that will start him all the way at the tail of the field, which can be a bit of a battle. There's no speed in that one.
None at all. Trackhouse is not great, right? We had the 88 wrecked out, and then Shane Van Gisbergen is at 31st as they're coming up. And this lap car too, Steve, is giving this 54 a little bit better chance. Dirty in the air a little bit for the 45 of Reddick.
There's going to be a race to the line right here. Where's the 45 going to go? Will he chop? He does. He does a nice job. And look at the 54 lose the nose. Reddick's like, I know what you're thinking.
It got tight behind Chastain. Ross going to stay on the lead lap. Reddick going to win stage 1. Gibbs is second.
Unbelievably,
Hocevar comes home third.
Reddick's first stage win of the year.
He just leads the final stage.
I don't believe that stat.
Yeah.
It's a real stat. Oh, wow.
And the 10 points that come with it. Other guys scoring points. Chase Elliott up there. Bubba Wallace, good stage. Zane Smith ended up 6th. Very productive for driver 38. 1 stage down at Michigan. You're watching NASCAR on Prime.